welcome to another edition of Saints Talk. We spoke with the police chief, Barry Fox, last week, which is a nice little surprise for us because we had Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, which I'm sure was a lot of fun. But we're back at it with student athlete. We got Aaron Anderson in a chair next to us, and we want to talk to you, well, somebody on the baseball team, but particularly you, since you're having a great year. And you had a great year last year, too.
Appreciate it.
Last year was a little bit different story. You guys started off super hot before you got into conference play.
Yeah.
Got fairly high ranked in the country, I believe. Even at one point, maybe top 5. I can't remember if you got that high, but
yeah.
And then stumbled towards the back end of the season. This was a little different story. Started off a little slower, but now getting the conference play and taking off. You know, you won 9 straight games. Which is very important, and once you get into conference play, because that's the stuff that really matters as you head towards postseason play, which is also coming around the corner, which we're hosting again.
Yep.
But the great thing seems to be is these teams that you're going to need to beat in the conference tournament, you're beating now. So what's the season been like for you guys?
You know, it's been like you said, it's been a lot different than last year. This year we came into it with a lot of high expectations. We felt really confident about the talent that we had, but we hadn't played together a lot. It was we brought in a lot of JUCO guys. You know, we returned all but one starter from last year, but we added a lot of contributing pieces this year. We just started off slow. Couldn't really find our groove. We'd have a day where, you know, the pitching was great and the offense didn't come to play, or the offense came to play and we'd kick a few balls in the field. And then we might put the defense and the hitting together, and then the pitching finally got hit. And it wasn't our thing, but we really grinded through a lot of games and just found ways to win. And it wasn't pretty, it wasn't cool, but kind of all those wins that we got, and now they're really coming back to help us because, you know, taking 2 or 3 at Georgia Southwestern, taking 2 or 3 at Augusta, even though we didn't play great, those wins are helping us with our conference record. And now that we found our groove, it's really important.
Oh, it's really funny you mentioned the word grind, because I think a lot of people who know the game of baseball will say that it's more of a grind than any other sport. You know, in football you play once a week, and there's a lot of contact, you need time to recover, but at the end of the day you're playing 16 games, at least at the NFL level, less than college level, but you're playing a short amount of games once a week. And, you know, hockey, basketball, a little more of a grind, but you still are kind of, you've got, you know, game here, game here, game here. Baseball is every day, and it's a grind and a half. So you're going to have ebb and flows, unless you're the Seattle Mariners that won 116 games, which happens very infrequently. But this is the best time of year to be hot. So explain what that means going into conference play.
It's just a confidence thing right now. We know that every time we step on the field, we can go out and win. And it doesn't matter who we're playing. It doesn't matter how we're feeling that day. We're just going to go out and we're going to play our game. We're going to find a way to win. And that kind of confidence we haven't had all year, and we found it. I think the big series for us was Columbus State. Columbus State was a little bit of our kryptonite last year. We dropped 2 or 3 at Columbus, and really we could have won 2 or 3 last year. And then we played in the conference tournament last year here and got one hit by a guy that was an All-American. They come into town this year, and that Friday night game we had to grind it out. It was 1-0 through 7.5, and in the bottom of the 8th inning we put up 5 runs, 1-6-0. We just kind of kept that momentum rolling all the way through. And that was, I think, where our season, it didn't necessarily turn around because we were playing pretty well.
Yeah.
We were finding ways to win, but that's where we really hit our groove, and we found out, all right, look, we're a force to be reckoned with here in this conference, and we're going to keep that going.
Nice. Now, as we come into conference tournament play here, about mid-May, I believe it's the May 10th weekend, but it's a little bit different because during the season, you've got, every once in a while you have one game, but usually it's a 3-game series. As baseball is. So, you know, when you get into a tournament, and at least the tournament's not single elimination, it is pool play, but it's still a little bit different than the regular season because you're still facing somebody, you know, the day after, a different team, you know, the day after you just face another team. So is there a different mindset, or do you guys go into that saying, at the end of the day, it's still baseball?
Exactly.
So,
and you're just trying to go 1-0 every single game. You can't blow things out of proportion where it's, okay, we gotta go sweep this weekend. We gotta go win 9 games straight. You can't do that because you gotta just take, okay, 1 inning, 1 pitch, just every single at bat. You gotta go out and win that at bat. And if you win every single at bat, you're gonna end up winning the game. If you win every game, you're gonna win the series. So that's just the mindset, especially when you get into conference play where, you know, you play Georgia College on Friday, and then the first game Saturday you play Aiken, and then the third game you play Augusta. You gotta just go 1-0 every single game.
Absolutely. And now, before we get into some of your stats, because you're putting up some ridiculous stats, I want to talk about the pitching staff a little bit. We've got a starter in the rotation, Robert Gurgis, who his ERA is under 2. His strikeout to base on balls ratio is very good. So it's got to be nice step behind him to play. But you got other guys, you got Ryan Ashworth and Blair Calvo, who I'm assuming will be taking some of the heavy lifting and starting role going further here. But with guys throwing the way they are, how does that help you guys behind them defensively?
It's been huge, and just the confidence that we have in them is off the charts right now. I mean, that's really what has, just solidified our run right now. Is that game against Columbus State that I was talking about was 1-0. They threw a shutout that night, and Cooper Wallace coming back and doing what he's been able to do, and how much he's had to go through to get here, and now that he's making such a big contribution is huge. Luke Cooksey the exact same way, coming back from Tommy John surgery, and now he was Peach Belt Pitcher of the Week last week or 2 weeks ago, and he's been phenomenal. And like you said, Gers has been absolutely unreal all season. I mean, his stuff has been absolutely electric, and we saw he was that kind of dominant at times last year, and it's just been incredible what he's doing. The kind of run that he's on right now, you don't see. So being a part of that and seeing what he's doing is special. That's
really cool. And you mentioned, obviously, Luke Cooksey and Cooper Wallace. What's their attitude been like, being able, because you're right, they've had struggles, and not necessarily struggles on the field, but with injuries.
Yeah.
So coming back and be able to, especially since Cooper's a senior, what have they been like, and what's their attitude been around the team?
They've just been great leaders for us, and they're just bulldogs on the mound. The whole staff is. I mean, they get up there and they're like, okay, I'm not going to let this guy beat me. And even when, it's baseball, you're going to give up some hits, they get right back on the mound and go, okay, this guy ain't going to beat me either. And, Coop and Luke have just, they've been leaders for us all year. They've set the example. They've worked hard, and, it's shown on the field, because that's what you do when you do the little things the right way off the field and in practice. It shows up on the field in games.
Nice. Now your fielding percentage is .988, but we're going to talk about something that it's exciting, especially if you like Moneyball.
Yeah.
Because fielding is a very important part of the game for sure. But what people like to see is what you do at the dish, and you're doing it at the dish. You're hitting .363 this year, 4 dingers, 12 doubles. .516 slugging percentage. Last year you hit .330, so you found a way to improve an already a great batting average. What's working for you this year? Are you just that good?
No, I'm just trying to stay consistent. Last year I kind of went up and down. After the first month I was hitting like .220, and Coach Barnett, I remember we went down for a midweek game at Embry-Riddle, and Coach Barnett sat me, and that was probably the best thing he could do for me, because I just realized, okay, it's baseball. Like, I just need to relax and have fun. And from that point on, I figured it out, and I started to hit. And obviously, I ended up at .330, and I was super proud of that. But I knew going in to the off season, I can be better, and that I need to be better if I want to help us do what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And me and Coach Pelkey had a conversation after we lost in the conference tournament, and he said, go off this summer and just work your butt off and figure out a way that when you get back in the fall that you can be an impact guy for us. And I tried to do that, and I'm proud, because I think that this year I've been able to help us win some ball games and do some things, and I'm going to continue to do that as we keep going.
Awesome. Now you guys are coming up on the conference tournament, which we are hosting for the 2nd year in a row. I believe it's a 2-year rotation, so this will be the last year we're hosting it. However, what you guys learned from last year hosting it, and what can you take into this year?
I think we need to just take the advantage of being at home. I think that's something we play, to me, better at home than we do on the road, because our energy level's there.
Yeah.
And I think last year it was difficult to talk about the energy level, because, like you'd said, we started off so hot, got up to number 3 in the country, and then fell off so bad at the end that our energy level, we were trying to stay positive, we were trying to stay upbeat, but it's hard, losing's hard. And this year, it being the complete opposite, I think the energy that we're going to bring in the conference tournament and every single series that we have the rest of the year is going to be different. We're going to be ready to go, and it's going to be a fun time, especially on our home field, especially in May when the games matter. I think we'll be ready to go.
And you guys, being at home, will have the luxury of playing at Drizzle Field and not a blackout, which is nice, because that's like a half-hour, 40-minute drive away. So I don't know if you realized this last year, but what was it? The Saturday bracket went up to about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
out there.
It was Georgia College, and
they were one of the teams. Yeah,
UNC Pembroke, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was no rain delays, nothing like that. Just extra inning games and very slow.
That is crazy.
So we hope that nothing happens like that this year.
Yeah.
Unless you guys go 15 innings and come out on top, we'll be okay with that.
Yeah, we'll find a way to win.
Yeah. Now, you were at one point an honor roll, PBC honor roll scholar, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you majoring in? What are you studying?
Accounting.
Well, that's tough. You got a baseball player and accountant over here. You're living a tough life.
Yeah, I enjoy it though. I like
That's
it.
good. That's really good. So what's that balancing act like?
You know, it's a lot of the same concepts you take on the field, where you do as much as you can, and then you just have to just live with the results. You know, no matter how it goes. You know, you got to give everything you have, and if you got to embrace the grind. We talked about that earlier, and that was something that, you know, the coaching staffers really talked to us about. Is you got to love the grind, because it's not always fun. It's not always easy. But when you enjoy working for something and you're believing that at the end of the day it's going to be worth it, that's how you get through it. Whether it's in the field, like in the classroom, it doesn't matter.
That's cool. And I'm really glad that today's April 18th? 18th.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad we're doing this now, because if we did it before April 15th, everyone would be calling you to do the
Oh my
taxes.
goodness, yeah.
They'd be like,
That was
Aaron,
we
got some W-2s I need to figure out.
We had a tax class on Monday, and I think that's the happiest I've ever seen my professor. He was tax day and he was done. So
I saw a really funny meme the other day where the U.S. government says, "Oh, time to pay taxes," and then you go, "Cool, how much do I owe?" And he goes, "Oh, you got to figure that out." So I give you what you want? No, we know how much you need to give us, but we want you to figure it out. Well, if I get it wrong, you go to prison. Like, that's tax season for you. So I always want to. So what do you want to do after? Do you want to do something that goes along those lines, or something else?
maybe I haven't figured it all out yet.
Fair, that's
We'll
understandable. That's understandable. And well, I know if you do, you'll be busy this time of year.
Sure.
That's fine. Well, we're really excited to see what you guys do. There's only 2 series left, and then you have a couple one games. One against Valdosta State and one against Eckerd. And I believe those are both on the road. Actually, this is your last home weekend, I believe, because the other conference 3-game series is on the road.
Yep.
So make sure you guys come out this weekend, because this is the last chance to see them during the regular season. Of course, we'll be able to see them during the postseason with the Peach Belt Conference tournament, and then hopefully further than that, because right now you guys are tied with North Georgia for the first place positioning of the Peach Belt Conference standings, which is absolutely phenomenal. And we hope you guys take in the regular seasons, because it's interesting. There's a regular season title, right, and a Peach Belt Conference championship title, and well, love to get them both.
Yeah,
that would for sure
absolutely
secure a spot in the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely,
which is a really good chance of doing that, which is what you want. You just want a chance going in, and knowing you have a chance, and you guys really do. So it's exciting. So we're really excited to see what you guys do.
Exactly.
All right.
Fun.
Thanks for joining us. Yes, it will be. Yeah, we'll see if you can maybe take that 363 batting average and try to get that dingers up to 5 or 6 before the end of the year, because you had 3 last year, so you're 1 up on that.
I did, yes.
Yeah, so you're already surpassed that. So good stuff.
Appreciate your time.
Right. Thanks, Aaron. You too.